Kate Cook appealed to her friends on Facebook to see if anyone would donate one of their kidneys to help save her life. Well, her great friend of 14 years, Kate Alexander, did make that offer, was a match, has donated the kidney, and here they are, 10 weeks later, alive and well, ladies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I've got to declare an interest. We're from the same village.
Yes.
Known each other a very long time. I've got to say, to my shame, because I follow you on Facebook, I'd missed all this. I didn't even know you'd done this.
I mean, I didn't bang on about it.
And you emailed me because of the Selena Gomez thing, and you said, I've just been through this. And you feel strongly, don't you, both of you, that one of the reasons you want to talk about this is to change this organ donor system.
Yeah.
I presume to the way that Wales has gone, where you have to proactively say you don't want it so that more people can do
definitely.
it.
Yeah, and I mean, I before this whole process, I actually wasn't on the organ donation list, which is bizarre because, you know, I guess I'd never been affected by it, and I wasn't in my sphere of influence. But it's, you know, of course you can have whatever you like, but I just hadn't.
But you'd never
actively signed up.
proactively done it.
No.
And your point is that people don't really think about it enough. Kate, let's go back to when you were desperate.
Yeah.
You went on Facebook and appealed to your friends to basically save your life.
Yeah, so I'd been diagnosed a couple of years ago, and I had a year of being relatively well.
And what was your issue? It wasn't lupus, right? It was
No, mine's still sort of unqualified, really. I found out completely by accident. So I was due to have routine surgery on my shoulder, and the blood test showed something wasn't quite right, and they investigated it further, and they said your kidney's only working at just over 20%, which was quite shocking to find out from having relatively few symptoms.
So you found out that you needed to have a kidney transplant,
Yeah.
and the best option was a living donor.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the option to go onto the deceased donor list, but it's better, if you can, to get it from somebody that's a match and that's a living donor.
So the positive power of social media is that you then put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is one of the brilliant things about Facebook. People take the mickey out of Facebook for saying you haven't actually got real friends on Facebook. They're just people you vaguely know. But actually, you got offers of a kidney from people that you had not, you know, only vaguely known, perhaps back at school, who weren't your closest family member. It's absolutely extraordinary who offered to donate.
Yeah, I mean, I had, in the year that I was then, I took a bit of a knock, and I found out about a year ago that I would need a transplant sooner rather than later, and then I went on to dialysis to keep me alive, ultimately. And in that year, I'd had people talk to me and say, well, when the time comes, you know, I'll be there for you, and I'd willingly do it. And the time came, and I didn't really know how to have that conversation. I mean, how do you say to someone, well, last year you sort of mentioned it, do you want to do it?
Now I want your kidney.
Yeah, it's not a very British thing to do. So I thought, well, I'll put it on Facebook. That way people can assess it, look into the information of their own volition, and if they want to do it, then they can come back to me.
And Kate, I mean, a number of people made offers. You were a match. But psychologically, I mean, you're a young woman, you're healthy, you've got a new life now in Switzerland. This is a great friend of yours, but to give up a kidney, which, you know, you may or may not suffer health issues yourself because of this sacrifice, that's a big deal.
Well, it is, but it didn't feel like it at the time. It just felt like the right thing to do. I think I did a bit of research. There are plenty of groups out there, again on Facebook, support groups like Gave UK, Donate UK. So I did a bit of research, but I just knew, and I didn't, throughout the whole process, I didn't question it once. It was just the right thing to do.
And how is it, sorry?
I was just going to say, you were work colleagues 14
we
years
used to
ago.
both used to
How
look at
much
this, so-
contact have you had since you stopped working together?
I mean, I've been out of the country for about 18 months, but we're still very, you know, we're good friends, and she can't get rid of me
how's
that
it gone?
easily.
How's it gone? I mean, you had the operation, you had the transplant. Has everything gone well? Obviously, you look great. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a case of you have it and a few weeks later you're feeling amazing.
Right.
The kidney itself started working pretty quickly, but you're obviously on a cocktail of drugs and immune suppressants. So for the first 6 weeks, I had shingles, I had every infection you could think of having. So it was pretty tough going. But what keeps you going is actually you see the kidney beginning to function and you're feeling better. And people came to visit me in hospital days later and said, your eyes are better, your skin's glowing, you look, so much
Selena
healthier.
Gomez, obviously massive pop superstar, has, based on a human level, just had exactly the same experience you had. One of her friends stepped up and gave her a part of her body to save her life. How do you feel about what Kate did?
You can't really put it into words. It's one of those things where how do you even begin to say it? Because not just medically has she saved my life and stopped me from ultimately passing away from it, and I feel physically better. But when you're diagnosed with something like this, your health overshadows everything and becomes this big monster. So you essentially press pause on your whole life. All the plans you have, I just moved house, I got married a few years earlier, you know, we had these grand plans, and you just press pause and your health overtakes everything. So it's not just that she has physically made me feel better. I can press play, my health goes back into the shadows, all the plans I have are still there, and I can pick up where I left off. So it's a huge thing. So I bought a thank you card, and I thought, I can't send a thank you card. Thank you isn't enough for something like
I
this.
want to see what you get over Christmas. Okay, we drink in the same pubs in our village, and my liver's feeling a bit... I am thinking it may be...
It's all yours. If that passes the test, you're welcome to it.
It's great to see you both. You've done an amazing thing.
It is. It's a wonderful story, you know. I mean, it's really, you talk about friends stepping up. This is a friend stepping up big time. And Kate, I take my hat off to you. It's an amazing thing to do.
Thank you both.
Congratulations to you. Best of luck to both of you as you go forward, but mainly you, because you're the one who was so ill, but you look great, and best of luck with you.
Well
and
done,
like I say, when I need the liver transplant, I know where to come.